You join me today from the park. I'm on my way to my parents' house. I currently do not own a car as we sold it. So along the journey you'll find some interesting places that I've been to. I'll walk past 5G telephone mast, and I also make my very first appearance on the GoPro, and I'll look a bit lost. So enjoy. Also, welcome to my GoPro. So this does two things. It means I can have some continuous filming, and secondly, I have both hands available. So if I get into some really, gooey territory like this straight from the bat, I don't have to try and juggle holding a phone whilst trying to record. And going arse over tit and face plant in the floor. Well, I suppose you guys seeing the park is going to be a lot nicer than me walking along some random road. That's good enough for me. So I've done 2 miles. It says I got 13.4 remaining. I think it's because it thinks I'm not on the footpath. And those of you who watched my second video, The Long Way Home, you might recognise this stretch of road. It's just got the Lidl to the left. There we go. Not stopping there this time though. Oh, there you go, it's caught up with it, so 5.27 miles. World War II Memorial. So this is Chester Country Park. Welcome to first face video of the GoPro. Nice to be actually out of town now. It's taken me nearly an hour. Looking at this, the way it's constructed, I think this might have been an old railway. So, walking along an old railway track, about 2.5–3 miles into the trip. Phone keeps going berserk, but it's just my sat nav telling me that I'm on track, so thanks for clarifying that I know where I am. I wanted to get out of town before I did this kind of footage shot, just because it makes it a bit easier, and I'm camera shy, so. Nice. Wonder where this is. An old train. Narrow Gauge Railway Museum. This is the old railway track. It's interesting. I may have to come back here and actually have a little bit more of a look. But I'm slightly against the clock, based on when I said to my parents that I was leaving to get to theirs. That had taken me around 2 hours. Actually a really pleasant day. I'm quite toasty. So yeah, I'm just quite impressed by this. I can see the main car park now for the visitor centre. That's something, I suppose. Tell you what, back in the harness we go, because it's becoming quite populated, and I do get a bit nervous, so let's crack on with that. Okay, where are we? Okay, it appears we're still on track at 4.5 miles remaining. Treat myself to my Kit Kat. I'm actually going to turn off the camera for this moment. Bear with. Okay, welcome back. That was purely because there was a lot of kids around and I didn't really fancy having to mess around trying to edit that out. So it's just easier not to record anything around that play park. It's quite slippy down here, but it's also very isolated. It's lovely. Absolutely jack down here. So just took the camera out to do a little piece to camera. Let me rephrase that. I took out the GoPro so I could do a little piece to camera, and as I walked around the corner, yeah, that was pretty badly timed. The whole point of the chest mount was to get around this kind of nonsense without having to hold the camera. Okay. Now we're in, let's go. Not really sure the best way forward here. Is it worth going up? Looking like it's very slippy. Because this is... I'm actually going to tilt the camera down so you can see how bad this bit is. Oh my Jesus. These are so slippy, these logs that are used as a bridge. Oh my God, oh Jesus. Whoa. Slippy. Alright, that will do I think. That was fun. Alright, straight over. She looks quite boring. Let's go down. We'll do a different route. I'm thinking I could cut up there. I wonder where that takes me. I'm hoping it's going to sort of zigzag me through, straight through. So let's go with it. Okay, so climbing this hill. It's not too bad in the slippy sense at the moment. We'll see, it might change very quickly. But hopefully this will allow me to cut off a section of the walk effectively, because it wants me to go up and then back down, and the way that path back there I join goes down and back up again. So I'm hoping there's some little zigzaggy approach I can do. Let's get up on that ridge. How is it boggy up here? I'm up a massive hill. The water table's not up here, sink down. It's rude. Oh my god. Right. Coming to a downhill section is probably where I'm going to go arse over tit if I do it at all, so not taking that risk. Oh my goodness. I'm not entirely sure how to get down this. I'll borrow this bit of grass. Use the tree as an anchor for the time being, which is now over. Oh. Where the heck? Is there not a path to the left? This is what I was trying to achieve, and all I'm doing is following the path down there, which is what I was coming off from. It is far more interesting up here than it is down there. Just forever going up and down hills and forever zigging and zagging. So I'm pulling away from down there again. So this is the part of the hike that I actually really enjoyed. This is what I go hiking for, is this part of it, where you're alone. Nothing around you. You can tell from my voice, I'm not nervous, I'm not scared. You can gloss over that. But yeah, this is the sort of little trail that I love to do because it's just so off the beaten track and it's just different. Obviously people come through here, but that's a little bit wobbly. But on the upside, I could potentially, not that I'm going to, wild camp maybe just in there. There's no ducks in there, but it's a pond. So unless I get a floating tent, that's completely wrecked my idea already. Ooh. Okay. So the path is just down there. Carry on going that way, or we can go that way. I'm going to go that way. So I'm hoping there'll be a little trail I can follow that will re-link me back off to the main drag, where I'll become a little nervous gibber and wreck again. Oh my god. Oh, there's that little pond I was on about. Oh, this is the other one. The one in there is the one I was on about camping. Another one there. So I'm actually going to walk along this little log for now and see realistically where this little trail takes me to. That way. That way actually. Hoping it's going to be a track. How have I missed that? Right, we're back on a track, let's go. This mud makes me sound like I've got bloody diarrhea. Ah, there's the main road. Nice. Yep, that was pointless. Straight up and straight down again. I was hoping to get a little path across. I mean, it kind of worked. Well, for the sake of it, shall we? Yep, you can very politely park for me. Ow. Ow. As I said, fairly pointless. But why not? Okay, I'm just going to come down now. So, let's just say goodbye to Irchester Park. We are now out into the fields. Oh, I need to get all these stones out of the farm field, don't I? It's pretty bad. That should be enough for a little while. Don't want to waste it, that's something else. It's always bring enough water for you for the entire walk. I probably haven't, that's my own doing. Oh, I don't actually know where the public footpath goes from this point. It goes both ways. Okay. Once again, for those who have just started out hiking, you don't have to do anything quite this extravagant. I mean, for seasoned hikers, this is absolutely a walk in the park. 8 miles is a good distance. I think if you're first starting off, aim for 3 to 5 miles, depending on your fitness levels before you begin. All you're going to need to take with you for 3 miles is possibly a bottle of water. It'll take you about an hour to do. But the idea is you keep up your pace if you're doing a short walk, because you need to get those calories burnt off, you need to get your stamina up, so you need to keep at a good pace. Where am I going? Okay, so there'll be a cut through just in a second. Ah, here we go. Public footpath. Beautiful. That's all I need to see. God, that's narrow. I would like to see an American get through this. After a quick battery change, I was completely unaware that the GoPro was recording visually quite happily, but the audio had stopped working. It took until I started making this edit when I realised this massive mistake. The audio does get restored later on, however. You see me right at this moment trying to stuff in a bit of one of my chocolate wrappers as a way to try and minimise the movement of the batteries within the container. I hopped over the fence into the field, and a sheep, you can just about see it in the far corner of that field, just stood there on its own, staring at me. It was a little bit weird. So as I'm walking down here, I'm still talking to you completely unaware, which has made my life editing this incredibly difficult now, because I've got probably the best part of 20 minutes of footage with no audio. When I'm out off the beaten track, so like this, I'm not on a footpath that's been paved, I'm not near people, I feel a lot more comfortable being out in the open. I find it clears my head. As a result, the hiking has basically become a staple of something I like to do. If there's anything that's bugging me that's happened throughout the week, dare I say it, I usually end up having a full-blown conversation with myself, trying to explain and trying to rationalise all of the things that have gone wrong over the course of the week. So those of you who have started taking up hiking. It could be a good, interesting way to try and relieve some of the stress of life. So as I came across to the end of this field, I reached the road where I'd have to make the crossing. I was unaware at that moment that the public footpath was dead ahead of me. I started to walk down the street, checking my map, as I could not see the entrance to the footpath. As I turned, I noticed the footpath was slightly obscured from the exit. As I made a way across the road, I was pondering the tranquility of the walk and the lack of interaction I've had from other people. As the bushes fell away and opened up to the big field, I was starting to question where I was again, because as far as I could tell, I should have been alongside the railway track. However, I could not see the footpath that led there. So I used my brain, I guess, and hedged a bet on walking in the same direction I had been walking, and then cutting through where there's that gap in the field, in the trees, towards the other field. Once I'd gone through the gap and down the hill towards where the train track was, I came across this little stream. I stood for a moment, enjoying the tranquility of my surroundings. So at this moment I'm now explaining that I've got a short walk up the side of this train track to the right, and there will be a cut through underneath the train tracks, and then I'll be on the home straight. Some moments later, once I've got past the tunnel and refound the route, as I spent a few moments getting lost trying to find it, I was walking along here and noticed that there was a workforce putting in a new fence. The fence in question that's being replaced is an old barbed wire fence. Slightly up the field, I walked past this mast. I pondered over it as I'd never been so close to one. It was humming. However, I had to change the batteries again. So, let's get back to the main video where the audio is working. Okay, so hopefully all my rubbish is now in the box that has my batteries in it, because naturally that makes sense. Apparently I can just cut straight through. Oh, that's cool, yeah. So, this is the walk I've been planning for the last year, weirdly. I just never got around to doing it because I wasn't sure if I could do it. I've only got about 1.5 miles left to go. We've got this field, across the road into another field, and at the end of that field I'm pretty much there. It's a tough walk, I'll give it that. I'm shattered. I'm going to have a good sleep tonight, and despite what I'm going to do about trying to be more healthy and trying to be better, I'm ordering a takeaway pizza for dinner. Pile of squash would go down well. Orange. Well, I thought I'd be over all this. Nice. Crikey. Right, where exactly am I at this point? Ah, yes, I know where I am. Got allotments. I was wondering what these were back there. And typically you use it to grow vegetables and, you know, a bit more sustainable living kind of thing. So this little patch here, that'll be one person's, and obviously there's no fences as such, but it's just the known thing: you do not touch someone else's without their consent, and it's a very well respected tradition. People generally don't take the piss with it. Crikey. So close now. We are, Jesus, falling over apparently. This floor is so uneven.
Yeah.
Hello. Here's something interesting. Welcome to Rushden, home of boots and free parking apparently. And then this side, Wilmington, so this is the border of Bedfordshire. So, that sign that says Rushden on the other side of the road, it's Northamptonshire. So this path is bang on the county border. How about that? It's just so odd to think. That's Bedfordshire, that's Northamptonshire. Also means different parts of the county pick up the bins on this road. Very odd. So literally this field and that's it. So this is the last field. This is it. Final push. This is about half a mile, and then I join part of the A6, and the journey's over. So I'm going to take the opportunity now. So thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense as everybody says. And I think I'm going to do a time lapse. So thank you very much.